congratulations. Do you feel like you've finally found a way to play cricket? Because I know that you said when you captained the first test that you were unsure about how to conduct yourself and how the team should act. Do you feel that
I think
come
so.
to you now?
Yeah, I mean, that first test was in different circumstances, obviously, with what had happened the week before. So I think we've slowly been building into our style of cricket, and I'm really, really proud of the way we went about it.
And just one other thing, what's protocols now? Will you invite them in for a beer? Is the
Tonight,
captain the bloke you'd like to have a beer with, or do you do that at the end
No,
of the
we
series?
will after the series, definitely.
Yeah.
That's always been a thing that's happened, and that'll always be the case.
Great, thank you.
John? How do you sort of see things with Virat out there? And one stage there where you look like you sort of bumped chests. Was someone at fault of that, and was there any danger of that escalating?
No, I don't think we did touch, to be honest. It got pretty close, but look, it is what it is. It's a highly competitive test match from both teams, and there's a lot on the line, and both teams desperately want to win. And sometimes that stuff happens, but there wasn't much to it.
Has he become annoying?
Not to me, no. I love it. I enjoy watching him. I always have, and I think he brings out the competitive spirit in a lot of people, which is great, and I'm sure it was great to watch.
What was the turning point that you reckon, your partnership with Usman or Virat Kohli's dismissal in the first innings?
I think there was a number of things I think going right back to day one when we won the toss and batted, I thought the way Finchie and Marcus Harris played in that first session to put on 113 or 14 for that first wicket was, looking back now, was critical. Allowed us to get a 300 plus score in the first innings, and from that moment I felt we were always just ahead in the game, and only needing a partnership or a wicket to continually stay in front. So I thought the way they set us up was outstanding, and then obviously Nathan Lyons bowling in the first innings was again unbelievably good.
Tim, you got a heap from everyone, or nearly everyone in the team, but your own personal performance, 2 solid digs with the bat, and we all really enjoyed your work behind the stumps, listening on the mic. Do you feel like you asserted yourself in this game as captain, as with both the bat and as a presence on the field, maybe more than you had previously? And are you starting to become more comfortable in that role? No,
not really. I think you've just got to read the situation and go with what you're feeling at the time. And I think it's just one of those things. At times you've got to, draw a line and start sticking up for yourself and sticking up for your teammates. And we're really passionate about playing for Australia, and we're certainly not going to sit back and be walked all over. So sometimes that those things happen, and you've got to get involved. So was it a decision as a captain or anything like that, or to try and stamp myself on the game? No, it was just 2 competitive cricketers trying to do their best to win the game.
We saw Virat when he was batting in that century quite composed, and then afterwards maybe not quite as much. Did you get the sense that dismissal was kind of the moment where the red mist descended? Could you see him become more kind of agitated?
I'm not sure. You'll have to ask him. I wasn't watching him, to be honest. I didn't notice him. I was underneath in the thing, so I could only see what was on telly, and that's probably a question he'll have to answer. But what I will say is I was really proud of the way our team conducted themselves on the field this week, and really happy with the competitive, hard style of cricket we played.
And we saw you sort of turn around a little bit when you were dismissed. Was there anything said, or was it just the laughing that caught your attention? Or?
No. I actually had spoken about a crack to KL Rahul about 2 minutes before I got out. So he said, "Did that come off it?" I think that's what he said, something like that. Nothing. Not a send-off or anything.
Yeah, and finally, just a cricket question in terms of the team. Do you think this 11 has the potential, maybe even the whole summer, to go through unchanged?
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see. I think we'll just enjoy this victory first, and then obviously later today we'll turn our attention to the MCG, and conditions are going to be different at the MCG than they were here, and then again in Sydney. So we'll have to pick what we think is the best combination to win both of those tests, and if that's this 11, then great. But if we have to make some changes, I'm sure we'll talk about that at some stage.
Tim, obviously the team hasn't made 100 in the first two tests, but you have spent more time out there than India have been able to collectively. Has that I suppose underlined the collective nature of how you have to go about it, given I suppose the batting stocks you've got, but also that you can bat quite deep? Yeah,
well, I think we're trying to score hundreds, firstly. But yeah, obviously another key thing is batting for long periods of time as a team. And I said in Adelaide that this was going to be a long and tough series, and the longer we can bat in the first couple of test matches, we might see some benefit for that in the back end with the last two tests in Sydney and Melbourne. We might not, but I think the more and more you can make bowlers bowl, traditionally they tire at some stage. So it's a real focus for us to bat a long period of time, and our lower order and Taylor are a really important part of that, and so far they've been doing a good job.
And just one on the exchange you had with Chris Gaffney yesterday. Are you and the umpires equally clear on how much conversation is appropriate? Provided obviously that it isn't nasty or swearing or whatever. Yeah,
I think so. I think that's the main part. I don't think the amount of it matters. It's the nature of it and the language and the it's just the way what's said. I think is important, not how much.
Tim, for all the words that have been spoken and the work that's been done over the past few months, what does the act of winning a test match against the world's best team mean to the group and to the supporters out there?
Yeah, well, I think as a group we're really, I'm relieved. Personally, it's been hard work. The first two tests of this series have been really, really tough. I think both teams have outstanding fast bowling attacks, so it's been a really bruising test match, to be honest. But I think we've got, as we've touched on before, we've got some inexperienced players in terms of test matches played. So to get a win like that against the best test team in the world is going to give them a huge boost of confidence, no doubt. But it means nothing going as soon as we get to Melbourne next week at the MCG. It's going to be on again from ball one. So we've got to maintain that intensity and keep matching India in that area. And if we do, we're going to be right in the fight again.
Tim, a bit of a two-parter. Just firstly, the fitness of your fast bowlers, even in the immediate aftermath, if you spoke to them or during the second innings, how they're travelling, given there's two back-to-back tests coming up. And secondly, Nathan Lyon, his presence in this series is so great now. I mean, what sort of confidence levels do you have and the team has to just throw in the ball and win you a game?
Yeah, I think we probably have for a number of years now, but it does seem like he's getting better. I just said outside before, I just feel like at any stage you can throw him the ball. It doesn't matter what end, who's on strike, what time of day it is. He loves getting in the contest when he's got, even with the bat at the moment. I think his game just keeps going to another level, and I can feel guys growing in confidence around Nathan, and that's what you want from your senior players. So he's been fantastic for us. And in terms of the quicks, I think they're all going beautifully at the moment. They've bowled a lot of overs, but we got a decent rest, and all three of those guys are super professional, so they'll be raring to go for Boxing Day.
Tim, at the Adelaide Test, India got ahead and just stayed there throughout, and this one was the other way around. How important is it to get that early lead, and if you don't, how difficult is it to overcome from being behind in the game?
Yeah, it can be difficult. Obviously, you want to start games well, and like you said, India were always ahead in Adelaide and vice versa here. So momentum's obviously huge in cricket, and when you got it, you got to make the most of it. So as I said, really proud of the way we stuck at it. I think the game tightened up a lot at certain stages, and then we stuck to our guns and delivered, I suppose, our skill really well under pressure at times, and we're managing just to keep eking ahead in the game. So against a team as good as India, it's really pleasing for our side.
Yes. Tim, watching from afar, it appears that it's two sort of key moments that sum you up a little bit as a skipper, when you walked off in Dubai and sort of said to the dressing room, stay calm, and then when Virat was dismissed and you sort of didn't give him a send-off or anything like that. How aware are you of skipper in the context of Australian cricket at the moment to not be bigger in those moments and not be more emotional?
No, it's important, and we speak about it a lot as a group, is playing on skill and not emotion, and for us, that's really important. For other teams, it might be opposite. But we know our best cricket is played when we put emotion to the side for majority of it, and just focus on delivering our skill. Having said that, we know there's times when you have to get involved and you have to stick up for your mates, and I think we're finding a really good balance in that sense. So, really happy again with the way we're going about it, and I suppose it's my role as a captain to make sure we're staying on track. We know what works. We know what works for this team, and for me, it's about making sure we keep going down that path.
Last question, John.
I was just checking on Aaron Finch. Is he in doubt for Melbourne, Tim?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think he's okay, but we'll find out. I'll go and ask him shortly.